Paris that afternoon was enveloped in the golden color of the sun that began to lean to the west. Between the rows of classic buildings that frame the streets full of perfume and the fast pace of invited guests, Celine Fashion Week 2025 is taking place magnificently. However, no one expected that in just the last 5 minutes before the start of the main show, the fashion world would be shaken by the presence of a person, Kim Taehyung, or better known as V from BTS. And in a corner of the room, an important guest, Jungkook, looks transfixed. His gaze didn't shift one bit when Taehyung stepped into Celine's main hall, wearing an all-black suit with an aura that exuded calmness, as well as authority. Within seconds, cameras from all over the world were pointing at him, but Jungkook seemed to see only one thing. Taehyung. Time seemed to stop when the big door of the hall opened. The clink of Taehyung's leather shoes hits the white marble floor with an almost musical rhythm. The outfit designed by Hedy Slimane, creative director of Celine, fell perfectly on her. A stripped-cut black leather jacket, slim satin trousers, and a thin chain that reflected the light of spotlights. Someone in the crowd whispered, "He's not just coming, he's taking control of the room." And among the crowd, Jungkook, who had just arrived after performing at an event in London, stood frozen near a champagne bar. The fans who were aware of the existence of the two BTS members almost held their breath. The last 5 minutes before the show began felt like a film written by fate itself. Jungkook's gaze when he saw Taehyung was like someone who had just seen something incredible, wrote one of the fashion reporters on X, Twitter. In a post that immediately got more than 1 million likes in an hour, the moment was captured by many cameras. Taehyung walked slowly towards the front row of seats, where the fashion icons were sitting. On the other hand, Jungkook appears to be talking to a Vogue magazine editor, but occasionally his eyes are turned away. ARMY observant attention to the small details was immediately speculated on social media. One of the short videos shows Jungkook stopping the conversation and staring as if time had stopped. "It wasn't just awe," commented one fan. "It was pride that only someone who has walked the same path can have." The moment spread on various platforms with similar captions. 5 minutes ago, Jungkook was amazed to see Taehyung at Celine. Two worlds, music and fashion meet in one look. It's not the first time Taehyung has caught the attention of the fashion world. However, this time, his appearance seemed to mark a new chapter in his career. She didn't just come as a celebrity guest. She came as a global fashion icon. A photographer from Yeollali, Korea described the atmosphere. "There's something different about Taehyung tonight. His aura was calm, but intense. When he walked in, everyone stopped talking. And Jungkook, who is known to rarely show admiring expressions in public, this time seemed unable to hide his shock. Some fans even joked, Jungkook is like ARMY tonight, totally in love with V again." The world's fashion media, from Vogue Paris to GQ Japan, immediately highlighted the small interaction between the two BTS superstars. "It's not just fashion that's in the spotlight," Vogue UK writes, but also the undeniable chemistry between these two generation icons. Meanwhile, Celine's official Instagram account uploaded a photo of Taehyung with a simple caption, "Presence redefined. #Celine, #V." The post reached more than 30 million likes in just 3 hours, setting a record for a fashion brand post in 2025. Comments from various celebrities have sprung up, from Uma Thurman, who sat in the front row with Taehyung, to Rose Blackpink, who left a fire emoji in the comments. Although known as a charismatic figure on stage, Jungkook at that moment looked very different. He is not a global superstar, not a singer who broke Spotify records, but someone who is completely fascinated by the aura of his own friend. An eyewitness from Harper's Bazaar said, "Jungkook looks so proud. He even had a small smile, as if to say in his heart, 'She's really amazing.'" The presence of both of them at the same event brought nostalgia to many ARMY. They are reminded of the early days of BTS, when Taehyung and Jungkook often shared the stage, laughed together, and encouraged each other to be the best versions of themselves. Taehyung came to Paris directly from Seoul after completing an advertising project with a French luxury brand. Jungkook had just arrived from London after attending an international awards ceremony. Unplanned, The two meet in the same place, and the world immediately notices. Some entertainment industry analysts even called the moment a perfect cultural crossover. BTS is no longer just a music group, writes The Guardian. They are now a global symbol of style, influence, and beauty across cultures. And tonight, V and Jungkook showed why they are called the true icons of this generation. After the show was over, several videos showed Jungkook walking towards Taehyung. They greeted each other, laughed a little, then patted each other on the shoulder before parting. Just a few seconds, but enough to make social media explode. The hashtag #Celine is trending #1 in 57 countries, including South Korea, France, and Indonesia. In a short time, thousands of fan art, edit videos, and analyze their gestures appeared. Even in 5 seconds, their chemistry can be felt, wrote one fan on Platform X. Imagine what would happen if they were one more stage. Fashion media praised Taehyung's style, while music outlets highlighted Jungkook's emotional side. Many see this moment as a symbol of two worlds merging, elegance and sincerity, Dazed magazine wrote in its review. V is a figure who takes the philosophy of beauty to a spiritual level. She doesn't just wear clothes, she makes them a part of her. And Jungkook's reaction is a reflection of all of us realizing that what we see is rare. Since his first collaboration with Celine, Taehyung has become a symbol of freedom of expression in men's fashion. There is no boundary between masculinity and beauty. He plays with texture, color, and posture like a stage artist. Hedy Slimane even called Taehyung a manifestation of Celine's modern vision. In a brief backstage interview, he said, "Taehyung understands silence and the spotlight. He knows when to walk and when to be silent. That's what makes it different." And Jungkook, known for his street modern style and sporty aura, looks like a contrasting shadow of Taehyung, two poles that complement each other. It didn't take long for armies around the world to turn that 5-minute moment into a legend. The timeline is full of emotional sentences. When Jungkook saw Taehyung, it wasn't just a meeting of two idols, it was a meeting of two souls who had grown up together. The hashtags Taekook legend and VX Jungkook in Paris penetrated hundreds of millions of impressions. Even the official accounts of some luxury brands responded to this phenomenon. Gucci wrote, "The air changed when he arrived," while Cartier pinned a black heart emoji on Taehyung's fanbase post. When the event ended, Taehyung walked out of the venue elegantly. The camera continues to follow his steps until he gets into a black car waiting outside. On the other hand, Jungkook can be seen stepping in the opposite direction, occasionally turning his head. At first glance, but enough to make the army sure that the moment will not be easily forgotten, a popular post wrote. The world might call it just 5 minutes, but for us, it's history.